is gorgeous, but it was black screen. So
Yes.
I had to work hard not to fast forward.
Yes. Okay. I was going to suggest to you, pardon me, I'm really struggling, people. Sorry about this. Do you think that, because I was going to suggest to you, just stop it and watch it over 2 nights.
I did.
Well, I did too. Did you stop at the intermission?
No.
You didn't get that far.
No.
Did you watch it over 3 nights?
No, I watched it over 2, but this is the first film where I've watched over 2 nights.
Okay.
And I have watched Ben-Hur.
And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with that because it's a big-ass film.
It is.
Yes, and there's a lot to take in and there's a lot of detail in it.
Yes.
And that's fine. That's not a tick against you or anything like that at all. I don't feel.
Thanks, Paul.
You're quite welcome, Pip.
Anyway, you were saying.
Okay, well, 15 minutes ago, what the hell was I saying? Jesus Christ. All right, well, Lawrence of Arabia, yes. Look, this is a movie that, how can I put this? First of all, I've had a very long relationship with this film. You know, when it first, I've been aware of this when I watched it. I probably watched it when I was about 10 years old, the first time I watched it, you know. It was on TV with ads, you know. Oh, yeah.
My husband, when we were first kicking it off.
Kicking it off. Yes.
Made me watch Ben-Hur.
Yes.
And made me watch this.
And you're still married.
I know. What happened there?
I can't answer that.
I was like, 20?
Didn't know any better.
Well, anyway.
Yes, so...
so you watched this when you were like 10?
When I was 10 years old, and I just thought it was an amazing film, you know, because it is, but it was on a little Rank-A-Rena TV, you know, which would be like a 27-inch or something like that, you know, tiny little TV sort of thing. And yes, it was colour TV because we'd just thrown away the black and white when I first watched it. So we were set. But look, and I just remembered then seeing it. See, we live in Australia and we've got vistas not unlike what you saw in the movie.
No, we
yes.
don't.
Oh, yes, we do.
Gosh, some of that...
Yes,
those
we do.
rock formations.
Oh, yeah, the rock formations, not so much. Yeah, but you go up to the northern...
desert. No, I'm sorry, the plain desert.
Yes.
Yes, we do. But when I'm thinking, those rock formations were gorgeous.
No, over in northern Western Australia, there's some big landscapes like that. Yep.
Oh, yeah, no, I've been...
Yep.
Yeah. But no. The rock formation stuff was just gorgeous. Like, it's beautiful. What was it filmed in Jordan, Morocco, Spain? It was gorgeous.
Can I tell you why this is an important film for me?
Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting. Go.
Yeah, that's fine. But, you know, more about what you were saying, because that's all true. But I think that this is the origin film of the 20th century. If the 20th century was a superhero, this is its origin film. We are where we are now and where we were at the end of the 20th century because of this one man and because of his exploits and in a small, tiny area that has ballooned out into becoming the centre of the world at the moment in regards to political upheaval and everything is hinging around the Middle East.
Are you talking about the movie or the actual T.E. Lawrence?
I'm talking about both. Like, I think the movie outlines and it gives people a rough idea of what was going on in regards to what the British were doing, what the French were doing. Like, it's all there, essentially. There are some irregularities and untruths that were glossed over. Like, for example, you know how the Arabs were the first to the city. Well, that's not actually correct. The first people to the city were the Australian Light Horse Brigades. So they made it there before the Arabs did, and the Arabs came shortly after, sort of thing. So, yeah. So there's a few, like, you know, when they, you know, like another example, for example, when they're rushing through that city, Aqaba, and they're taking Aqaba. Well, in real life, and the British didn't know anything about it, well, in real life, the British Navy was there bombarding it from the other side, and they knew full well that Aqaba was to be taken because they were the ones who had set it all up in the first place, sort of thing. So that's why you get a lot of people saying, oh, it's not accurate and all the rest of it, because there are some glaring irregularities. But putting that to one side...
But, I mean, it's based on the novel that T. E. Lawrence wrote.
Which
and
is
again,
not totally accurate.
Which is not totally accurate. It's just... Did he even put it out as a totally accurate book, though? I don't think he did.
No, well, it was 7 Pillars of Wisdom, I think, was the name of the book.
You're correct.
Yes.
But that's what I mean.
That'd be a first, wouldn't it?
But that's the thing. Why can't he write a fictional story based on just how he'd felt about the situation and about a character like him? I mean, it doesn't have to be based on history. If he had said, this is an accurate telling.
And now we come to the movie.
Well, that's
the answer is in the movie.
Isn't it supposed to be just a story? It's not saying this is incredibly accurate.
The answer is in the movie. And this is why I love this film so. Because it shows him quite clearly as a narcissistic maniac. Okay, he's not a bad person, not an animal by any. The man, like T.E. Lawrence himself, was an archaeologist. He was there in 1910, acting as a spy against the Ottoman Turks when they had railroads, and he was just working as a archaeologist on a dig, watching the railroads and taking down notes, and he did a superb job in that. That's what set him up so that he was set up at Cairo in the first place when the war came along.
Well, he had all the expertise for it.
He'd been out there and learned Arabic long before the war had come along. That's why everyone spoke English in the movie. It's just assumed that they're all speaking Arabic.
I get that.
Yeah. So, look, the guy was a narcissist, and that's why he lied, because he could not help himself. Even though people would find him out when he had to write it down, and he could not help but put the very glossiest coat on. If there was going to be an idea, it was his idea, or he would have told the generals what to think. You know, it wasn't the other way around, sort of thing. What I love about this film is you get Peter O'Toole. What a superb actor! No, I'm sorry, he's awkward and ungainly, and he walked funny. And you know why he walked funny? Because if he stood up straight, a lot of the shots, the other person was out of the shot. Their head was out of the shot.
Okay.
And that's why he walked in that kind of bent over thing, to keep his head inside the shot. So that's what I mean. There's limitations on the actual movie, because the movie itself was filmed on Panavision 70mm, I think it was. Panavision 70, I think it was. And it was 800mm movie reel. So, yeah, extraordinary technology for the time. And didn't it look gorgeous?
It looked great. It looks.
What did you watch it on? And I shudder to think.
I watched it on the TV.
All right. Thank God.
I didn't watch it on my laptop. Don't stress.
Well, I just thought I could just see you sitting there, you know, hating life, sitting there, throwing things at the kids as they're running past while you're trying to watch this film that you hated, and you're watching it on a laptop and you're just going to murder it.
I don't try and watch things while the kids are awake.
All right. Okay.
Hence why I had to watch it over 2 nights.
Yes. All right. So that takes a bit of pressure off my mind. That's good.
No, it looked great.
Yes.
It is absolutely stunning.
Yes.
And the music is wonderful.
Yes. Go on, say it.
Oh, my gosh. I don't like Peter O'Toole, the way he's portraying Lawrence in this. I really don't like it.
No, that's fine. Can I ask why?
I just find the whole, stuff. I don't know whether it's the way it's written.
No, what does stuff
As
mean
in-
for
as in-
people who can't see your facial
Oh,
expressions?
yeah. Okay. Sorry, everyone out there.
Yeah.
So, in other words, when he's trying to feel emotion or when he's trying to think about things.
He's a very intense person.
But to me, it didn't feel intense. It just felt like him just sitting in a corner shaking and trying to look like he's intense, but not actually giving off that vibe of intensity. I found it really frustrating to watch him. And I thought, wow, they could have had someone completely different, because they had a lot of great actors there. And I know there are people out there that love Peter O'Toole, but I don't. I don't think he's a good actor. I don't like the way he portrays characters. That's just me. And I found him really uncomfortable to watch in this film. Don't interrupt. And I just think they could have had someone better in it. I found it just painful. I liked Sheriff Ali. I thought he was good. So Amar Sharif did a great job. But do you know what? There was just so many slow parts or parts they could have cut out of this film that I just went, wow, I don't know why they've bothered. It looked great. There are parts in it that make you go, oh, wow, that was really interesting. The music is sensational, but they didn't have to make it epic. It could have been a great film with maybe an hour, possibly more, tacked off.
Lawrence of Arabia, the sitcom.
No, just, I don't know, someone who got it better. And then cut out all these middle long bits that were annoying. I mean, the part where they're travelling through the desert and the mirage scene are interesting scenes. There are some really interesting scenes in it. Like even watching Sheriff Ali, shoot that guy and then try and say, well, that's what we do here, and then changing around totally. I thought that was weird. And I don't know, there's some parts that just didn't gel for me. And I found it quite painful to watch, which is weird because it looks great. There's some great actors in it. The music is sensational, but it was very painful. I wouldn't suggest this to anyone.
May I say something?
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've got no one to blame for listening to this podcast other than yourself. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. I'm not responsible for her. If you die before I do, Pip, and I have the sorry pleasure to stand there at your funeral, I'm going to play a recording of what you have just said so that everybody can listen to what an extraordinary podcast movie reviewer you are.
I never said I'm a professional. We're already aware that we're all talent challenged.
I think people are picking up on that now.
But I found there are really good parts in the film.
Yeah.
But it's so long and tedious. The good parts, if I could put all the good parts in one, cut out all the tedious parts.
Chop it down to a 90-minute thriller.
I'd be really happy.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Pip, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not upset because I expected exactly this. And I think you were quite eloquent about it.
I've seen this film before. My husband made me watch this,
yes.
and I told you when you put it up that I wouldn't like it.
Yep.
And I went with clean slate. I went, yes, it looks gorgeous. Yes, the music's great.
Sure.
Oh, that scene's really good. Oh, that scene's awesome. If I could fast forward to that scene, I'd be set.
Okay. Pip.
Paul.
Well, after that extraordinary diatribe.
Rant.
I think there's a lot of hate that's built up in you over that.
It's not hate. It's just that it's
good to let it go,
long.
I knew you were going to have this reaction because you are just so impatient.
I'm not impatient.
You are terrible.
There are long films out there where they hold me for the whole time period. I'm like, wow.
As long as it's 90 minutes.
No, that's not true. We've watched films that are over 2 hours and I've gone, wow, I love the whole thing. Mm. And there's other long films that I really enjoy. And I go, wow, that was awesome. I never looked at my watch once. Where this I'm sort of going, I know when that scene occurred because I looked at my watch and went, oh.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that Peter O'Toole is a terrible actor. I'm just simply going to let you stand by your words. And
I know Steven Spielberg disagrees with me, but guess what?
What would he know?
Well, I don't.
What would he know?
I don't care.
Sure.
I'm not a pro. It's just my opinion.
That's right, Pip.
So, bleh.
Oh, dear God, people. Okay, all right. Well, having said that...
What did you think about the film, Paul?
Okay. Well, as I said, I do think it's an origin film. I thought it was an extraordinary tableau of both colour, motion, no CGI in this. This was all the real thing. Did you know that every time they did the scene, he was talking about how the camel... What they had to do when they had to do that scene again, when they had the 1,000 camels riding out from the base, and then they had to take the shot again, they had to sweep the desert.
I know.
They had to sweep the fucking desert.
I hope it was worth it.
All of it. It was, Pip. It is a stunning... This is possibly the most beautifully crafted... This is nothing short of a miracle film. This is a miracle film.
If I hadn't had to watch it, I wouldn't have.
how this couldn't be made. And Spielberg knows
Oh,
what he's talking
my
about.
my
They
husband
wouldn't have
agrees
been
with
able to
you.
make
He goes,
this film
"This is
again.
an epic